fans, this is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at NECA's Gollum quarter-scale action figure. These just started hitting stores and retail for anywhere between $40 and $50, although some people are seeing them at Toys R Us for $80. That is supposed to be a mistake, so if you see that, try and see if you can work something out with customer service, because they're not supposed to be priced that high. NECA has been trying to work on it, but I don't know if they've resolved it yet. So this figure is actually much smaller than I expected it to be. For a quarter scale, it ends up only being about 10 inches tall, but he is outstanding. He really, really is. And before we get started, I just want to show this real quick. And it's his neck. I was reading a review on MWC, Michael Crawford's website, and he said that the neck doesn't have much rear tilt. I don't know what figure he has, but mine looks completely straight up, so I don't know what he is talking about. But it's just a reminder to you guys, whenever you're reading reviews or watching reviews on here, you know, take everything you see with a grain of salt, because there are things we could be wrong about. So he also said he had a swivel waist, and mine doesn't have that. So just to be aware, you know, everything that we say on here may not be 100% accurate. We just do the best we can. So you can straighten him up just a little bit. He doesn't have like a perfect kind of upright look. He's sort of, I wouldn't say limited to one pose, but he's not designed to look like a normal person standing up. Like, you couldn't just put a tux on this guy and have him look normal. So let's pull that a little bit. And let's get Rocky in here. You can see roughly a 7-inch scale. So he's maybe 11 inches tall, something like that. Not 12, not quite 12, I wouldn't say. Maybe between 10 and 11. But yeah, this is going to be kind of hard to do because it is such a large figure, but we'll do the best we can. So we'll start off with details. Detail of this guy is extraordinary. Exactly what you would expect from NECA. If you could see this, the sculpting they used, I think that same kind of transparent plastic a little bit, but this one has a lot more paint on it. You can see they actually painted the ears red. The way he often has light coming through the back of his ears and makes them kind of a little pinker than the rest of his skin. Looks great. You can see there's blue up here and other parts of his body as well. Kind of look like varicose veins. Little moles all over the place. Kind of pock marking in the skin, wrinkles. I mean, this thing is just loaded down with detail. The hair is actually rooted from one spot in the top of the head, but lays very flat. And I'm trying not to mess with it much, because I don't want it to like pop up, but it looks like they may have actually laid some glue or something on it, because it lays very flat, and I like that a lot. I don't want him to have like a mohawk in a month or two. On the back here you can see all his whip marks from Mordor. Very, very cool. More these are, all the moles and stuff are actually painted on, so I imagine they'd be a little bit different from figure to figure. Oh, and there's also like some distressing under the eyes and things like that. And his mouth is painted perfectly. He just looks great. He's just a mean, look how mean this guy looks. He's just so full of anger and hate. I love it. So he's got kind of those gangly proportions that he has in the film, where he's got really big hands and long hobbit-like fingers with the bulbous tips, but really, really gangly arms, like just kind of all sinewy. You know, great detail through here. You can see his ribs, various muscles and bones, because he's so skinny and worn out. His little dick flap here is all a separate piece, and you know, very flexible, so it doesn't hinder his articulation at all. There's nothing sculpted under there, so don't worry about catching a glimpse. Thighs, got some nice kind of musculature here on the back, just helping with that skinny look. All the way down to the feet. The feet are extraordinary. They actually painted details on the toenails and everything to make them look dirty and grimy. The more varicose veins there. and kind of pinkish, so it almost looked very sickly. Very, very, very nice. And on the bottom, he does have peg holes for a stand, which is very cool. Not that you will need it, because this figure stands great on his own. Even in this upright position, I mean, I just set him right there, and he's good to go. So yeah, very, very nice. Let's see if I can pull back a little bit further than I normally do. We'll see how this works out, or if I'm going to lose the camera. Alright. And just pull this. Pull it back a little bit. Come on, work with me. Alright. So articulation-wise, he's got his ball-jointed head, which has got some great tilt action, course spins all the way around, and despite what Michael Crawford thinks, actually, there's like kind of a catch here, but if you keep pushing, it pops straight back. So his crawling poses are fantastic. You can do anything you want with that. I mean, because his legs have such great articulation, he's got a lot of kind of personality in his posing. He's got a ball-jointed midsection, so side to side, of course. I'm going to lose this camera. Forward, back about that far to where he kind of looks straight through his midsection, but then forward quite a bit. So he's got a great crunch there. And of course that rotates all the way around, so you can do whatever you want there. Swivel hinge shoulders go out to about there. Swivels in the biceps, and then swivel hinges in the elbows, which are cut with enough room to give him better than 90-degree motion in there, which is great. We've got ball-jointed wrists, which is like the double ball system, so you can kind of move up and down, spin it around, in and out, everything. No waist articulation that I see, even though Michael Crawford said there was, but mine doesn't turn there. He's got ball-jointed hips here, but they're single ball-jointed, so they don't have any kind of rotators up here or anything like that. So since they're at a bit of an angle, they're kind of awkward and don't go out as far as I would like them to. There's basically just a ball and a socket here, so your outward motion is limited to that. So no like deep kung fu poses or anything, but it does work great for crouching poses because it allows all this rotation up like this, and you can bring his legs in really close, so you can still see how it kind of gets up underneath him, because his knees are designed not to go perfectly straight, but they have this kind of curvature to them, so that they get way better than 90-degree angles. I mean, it's pretty much a double joint right there. Which is fantastic. I mean, it's a swivel hinge joint, so it's still got rotation and everything, but it gives you a lot of room there. Then we've got, of course, double ball feet here as well. So, you know, you get great side to side, down, up about that far. So it's very, very easy to get him in some pretty cool crouching poses. It's all kind of like really intuitive joints. You don't have to work really hard to get him in good poses. You just kind of like do your thing here and then just set him upright. I mean, he's good to go on his own. You really don't have to work hard to get the figure into great poses, which is fantastic. So, I pre-ordered mine from Big Bad Toy Store, and I paid $49.99 for it. Shipped it with my pile of loot, so shipping was negligible. If you see this in stores, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic buy. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just, it's a great figure. It looks fantastic. $50, you know, that is a bit steep for people, and I understand that. Especially for not being that much bigger than a standard figure like this. But you're thinking, you know, it's probably around, dropping stuff. It's probably around twice as tall, and also, you know, they have a whole lot less chance to reuse this, and I think the bigger you get, you have to match certain price points and things like that. But fantastic figure, love the rooted hair, articulation, sculpt, all phenomenal. They all work great in tandem. Can't recommend this guy enough, especially if you're planning on getting the just announced Bilbo figure from The Hobbit. This will go great with him. Granted, Gollum looks a little different from The Hobbit to The Lord of the Rings, but they'll work out, trust me. Yeah, great figure, definite buy. Pick him up. I'm sorry I didn't review packaging, but it just would have been too big for this area. It's big, and it's blue, and it says Lord of the Rings. It looks like every Lord of the Rings packaging ever. Whoop, a little bit of falling there. But yeah. Get him. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Sorry if I sound sick. It's because I am. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Holla!